Now let's see Azerbaijan. Well, Azerbaijan doesn't have a clear border, probably because that short war that they have with Armenia. So you Google didn't make a clear borderline here. Probably even this territory here, I think, is now in Azerbaijan. So yeah, it's a bit weird. As the neighbors, they have Russia, Georgia, Armenia, and Iran. Those are the land ones. It's not a landlocked country, but they have opening to a sea that it's landlocked. So yeah, not a great choice, I would say, but it is what it is. Now, population in Azerbaijan much higher than we saw with Armenia. Now there are over 10 million people here, and it seems like they are still on the up trajectory, but the growing rate kind of slows down. 1955, 3.5 million, which is pretty good. 2% increase, 66,000 people, and the migration minus 90 people. So yeah, very accurate, I would say. Median age around 21 years old back then, and fertility rate, again, one of those nonsense, 5.4. And the urban population roughly 50%. Now in 2025, keep this, the population grew from 3.5 to 10.4 million people, and still growing. So we can see the Soviet collapses didn't affect it that much. Yearly change is going to be under 1%, it's around 0.6%. That would translate in roughly the same number of people, I would say here, 60,000 people around that. Migration a bit on the plus with 8,000. Median age got increased quite a lot at 34 years old. Fertility rate got down 1.6, 1.7 now, in urban population around 60%. They got below replacement in pandemic, I would say in 2020 when they start. So, but they have, let's say in 2000 again, dip right here. But yeah, population is still absolutely huge for such a small country, but we're gonna see exactly how those people are living later in the video. 2050, 11.2 million people, and you can see the probably is gonna be the last official year that population grows. Most likely it's gonna happen much sooner, probably by 2040, but we're gonna see how that is gonna play. That will translate back in 2050 by this date around 8,000 people increase, so not that much. And also they have a migration on plus on around 5,000 people. Median age around 40 years old, which is pretty high. It's just double it than last 100 years, let's call it like that. Fertility rate, they stay steady at 1.6, probably is going to be around 1.2, 1.3, and the urban area is going to count as much as 70% of population. Life expectancy here is going to be around, for both sexes, 75 years old, females 77 and males 72, so not that much difference between them. Infant mortality rate 13.7 and death under age of 5 16.4, so huge problem in the medical sector, but that should be addressed immediately. Now the pyramid, well, kind of shaky, looks like a Christmas tree in my opinion. The base is not that strong, as you can see, and also a huge male surplus, I would say, by the age of 36, so kind of a problem there, I would say. Now, like I said, the population at over 10 million, it's kind of insane for such a small country, but I guess it is what it is. Economically, they stay a bit better than Azerbaijan, I would say, when I say 75 billion US dollars, but PPP it's around 250 billion dollars. Growing rate 1.1, 3.2 and 2.5, so pretty much steady around 2%, let's call it like that. But look at this, GDP per capita, it's smaller. I think in Armenia was 8,000 and a bit above, so now it's $7,300, and the PPP probably it's a bit higher, I don't remember exactly, but I think it was around 21,000. Here it's around 25,000, so yeah, that's an interesting number. Now corruption, it's much higher. Look at this. Let's just look at the map first. Look at it in this small region right here. So if we look at the chart here, we're gonna see Armenia. Let's see what it is. Armenia. Hopefully I'm not mistaken it. I want to look at them because it's not that great. Yeah, let's make it by if they make it by dates. Yeah, Armenia is 47, and Azerbaijan it is 22. So a huge, much double more corrupted, much more corrupted country than Armenia. So yeah, that's gonna be something interesting to see. Now, this is pretty much, like I say, this is the country right now in these two parts, and this is the Republic of Armenia. So Both of them were part of the Soviet Union. You can see right here. This is 1922, so by 29, just boom. A lot of years under Soviet occupation, so that's gonna leave a mark, a huge one, and then under Russian Empire. So yeah, probably, who knows, I don't want to say anything bad, but who knows in the future how that is gonna play off, but yeah, that's interesting. Now, not going that much. Now, the main event, as well, always, you have to see how the people live. Well, the map doesn't show it that much. I just want to start with this small region to just finish with it. It's not that big anyway, so it's not gonna make us to lose too much time here, but it's interesting to see. Now, in this region, the same pipelines, I hate it. Just, I think it's a Russian thing or Soviet thing. They just have those pipelines go above, and just, it feels like such a waste of pipe in the first place, and it looks absolutely horrible. So yeah, I have no idea why. Probably was too lazy to just bury it, but it is what it is. Not that many street views or 360 in those regions, but it is what it is. A lot of garbage here. I don't like it. And whatever that is, don't even want to mention it. This one, yeah, kind of disappeared. I'm not that interested. They have a small desert here, which is pretty interesting. Like I said, not that many 360 here. Population much higher than Armenia, so that is nice to keep an eye on. Oh, look at this! Nice mountains in the back. They look pretty nice. Yeah, they have some graveyard here and there. The road from above doesn't look that bad, I have to say. Oh, they have a lake here. Let's check this one. Nice mountains. Usually country with mountains, they should do, in my opinion, very well in the tourism. Look at this one, how nice it is. But clear they don't take an advantage on that, so yeah, that's on the sad part, I would say. Let's check this one real quick here. Yeah, overall what I see here is pretty typical from the ex-Soviet country. Housing, I don't want to even start it, but look at this. Horrible house, but great view. How about that? Huh? Great view. Oh my god, it's insane. See, you can have it all. Even you have one or the other. Ooh, we have some mountains here, but I can see the line. Okay, now I can see the line. So yeah, we're not gonna go into Armenia. We just visit that one. Some small bits. It's kind of remote. I have no idea how they connected with the mainland Azerbaijan, being pretty much on the island here. But this, wow, this actually looks pretty good here. The road is nice. Again, the same pipe, which I hated. And this pipe doesn't look that well here, but at least they have a decent road, a nice river here, nice mountain line. So yeah, this one was a great one. Let's check here above a bit. There are some nice good areas obviously, but this one doesn't look that well. Oh my god, same gas. This is a gas pipe 100%, I think. Yeah, this is how a gas pipe, that yellow usually a gas pipe. Look at this. We're gonna go under this one. If you have a taller car, well, bad luck. Yeah, such a Soviet way to build things, just nah, no way. Now let's go to the main part of the country right here, and we're gonna go to the main cities with Baku, and gonna see how those people live. Again, no 360 buildings from what I can see here, so yeah, not that much advanced, but I don't want to see anyone inside house, whatever studio is that. I just want to see the roads and how those people actually live. This is from 2021, so pretty new. This, yeah, this building's no way, but this strip doesn't look bad. I like those pine trees here in the middle. Looks pretty nice. I wish the 360 is gonna, the street view is gonna be a much better quality, but I guess we can have everything. This is look like a train station, or not? It's a highway. What is this? No, it's a train station. Yeah. Train station, pretty good so far. I guess most of the people living in a this main city, but also a lot of them living pretty much in the outside. Why they give me inside? I don't want to see inside. Just again, probably the government doesn't allow it to show everything. Usually this is how it's happened. Otherwise, don't see any reason why I don't go to see those 360s. And also, it's just extremely poor quality. It's like somebody just decided, you know what, I'm gonna make a 360. The government doesn't let us, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I'm gonna do this. Yeah, it looks pretty much horrible, but it is what it is. Sokar, this is pretty much an energy company or whatever. Road, not that bad. That pine trees on the middle would make a much better view, but yeah, I guess it is what it is. Let's check those others. This is from inside. Yeah, not that many trees, even here. See, it's not a full democratic European country. It's not Europe, it's Asia, but still. Euro 2020. Yeah, we don't have full access to information, I would say. Those buildings, those are Soviet ones, just nah. Sorry, but no. And probably they're one of those expensive ones. Here in the... how do I call this one? Side of the town, whatever. Let's check this one. Oh, they have some mountains in the back. Probably they got a bit better, but no. It's just some caves here. I cannot see under... I can see how those people live outside. This one, oh, we have a 3C. Nah, it's the same one. No, thank you. Yeah. Not huge. Oh, they have some stadium here or whatever. Again, you don't show me those every single street. This is not gonna be allowed in Europe. No, don't have any single street of them. Ooh, an expensive car here. So the architecture of this building is nice, but it's too tall for my taste. But it looks at least much better than others. Keep in mind, we're talking about more than 10 million people in this region, so in this country. So it's gonna translate in some, and with that small economy, some poverty. And you can see from above how the poverty looks like, and all those building skylines, whatever they call it, pretty horrible. Oh, even worse. Oh, it got even worse. It got worse immediately. Just, yeah, 10 million people living in those apartments. It looks like there are much more there. This one, it's a hotel probably or something. I'm not interested in that. Yeah, Baku, it looks pretty interesting, but also not that great. This one probably is gonna be a decent one. Yeah, it looks interesting here. They have the wheel here, have some tall buildings here, they have some hills in some area. This one, it looks like an old town that we don't have access, so I cannot see anything just here from the street. Maybe I get some pick. I don't get that much to pick. Ooh, expensive car. This is 2021. No lines on the road, but that's fine. Pretty rough shape, not so well maintained, I would say. 360, pretty bad. Yeah, we should move away from this. Move away from this city. Let's check this beach. Oh, we have a. I want to check that road. Probably the living better there. A bit of garbage there that I'm not a fan of them. Yeah, it pretty much looks like nothing. Let me check this one. Why is such a poor quality of those 360s? Who makes them? The bus station, pretty clean, I would say. So yeah, that shows, like I said, something about the people living there. We have a bus station clean. Oh, a lot of Mercedes. They big fan here still, Mercedes. Some pine trees. Probably this is gonna look much better in a person because those 360 are such a bad mate. It's gonna be hard to judge them. They have a bridge here, which is also pretty interesting, but again, the same poor quality that it's hard to judge. Potential for this country, I don't like to talk about potential because every single one of the countries in the world has potential to do anything and become everything, so that should not be an excuse to do nothing today. But I'm not sure about this country, seriously. Oh, what is this? Look at how many people living here. Oh my god. Oh, that looks horrible. Let's check this one. At least they're on the... oh my god. Oh no, the same poverty. Big fences, pipeline over the pad, no road whatsoever. I believe they're living in a better, worse condition than their neighbors Armenia, only because they have so many people. Yeah, it's just the short line. pretty sad. Yeah, that this region, they have individual houses, I give them that. This is look like dirt, not even beach. This is not sand, it's just dirt. I don't even have sand here, they just what is this guy doing? Just being there? Oh god. Yeah, another great. This is a pool, probably it's gonna be like a hotel or something. Poof. I don't want to lose the short line of the country, so just keep in mind where exactly. Okay, so we have quite a lot to explore. Do I get something in this region? Let me see those houses. Ooh, yeah, doesn't look great at all. Again, those quality of those 360 is gonna make it or break it your country, I believe. As many as I saw, so Azerbaijan, not a great place so far, at least. Here they have some black sand or dirt, or this is a horse here that somebody ride a horse and got that way, or no, this way. Yeah, this is an interesting architecture here. Kind of a garbage on the beach, but it is what it is, I guess. Those individual houses probably could there's much more land between them. It looks much better, at least from above. They have some pools here, so again, probably a much more rich neighborhood, let's call it like that. But I don't have that many 360 here. It's a 360, but probably something from a public square, whatever. Yeah, a hotel or something like that. It doesn't count, but it looks like one of those touristy area here. Not amazed by it, but still pretty interesting. Let's see the road, how great it is. Yeah, not that great. It just no. See, when you have that many, you have roughly the same. Armenia, yeah, Armenia has a bit more than Azerbaijan per capita, but when you see how much, I have no idea what is that. Okay, those old cards. When you see how much the population influence your standard of living, when you have more people in the same country, in the same area, the what is the line? Right there. The life quality is gonna go down immediately. So this is pretty much as you can see here in Azerbaijan compared with Armenia. Oh, that's a nice mountain line there. So yeah, see the same. I keep saying this, I'm gonna say it for a long time. Which one is Azerbaijan? This could be in Azerbaijan, probably it is, I don't know. That's Russia most likely, I don't know. More people in the same area always lead to more poverty, it's just the way it is. And I believe that's a nice mountains. There are probably more people having much more wealth than they have in Armenia, but most of they have much more people living in a poverty, 100%. So that's not kind of a push, whatever you want to call it. So I keep saying this, I'm gonna keep it saying for the entire history of this channel. More people in an area always lead to poverty. It's just the way it is. This is how human works. We cannot save everyone, I would say. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Lower population, it's absolutely should be a priority for every single country. Lower the population as much as possible, because this is how we improve the standard of living, because you're gonna have these robotics coming for those jobs, meaningless jobs, and you're gonna end up with a huge population in a country. Then you're gonna realize that you have to cut a lot of things to make it work, and most likely the people is gonna live in a much more poverty that they're living today, which is already a bad way to live today. But and it's available for every country in the world, not just Azerbaijan here we're talking about. So yeah, I will put on a high priority with any single government to just lower the population as fast and as quick as much as possible, because it's not gonna be a good life for those people that just getting born right now. But we're gonna see. But I still convinced that a lower population always gonna do much better than a huge one, especially in the future, and also that some manageable numbers. I mean, yeah, I'm not going for the population 0, I'm not that crazy, but still you have to at least a 10x population decrease. It's absolutely required, at least by the end of the century. And then obviously you change the politics, you don't say the same things. When you see the population is going way too low, then yeah, you can change it. It is what it is with humans. They are not easy to manage, and like I always say, you choose a government to rule you. That's exactly what you expect. You pretty much you choose a government or a dictatorship, whatever you want, or monarchy, doesn't matter. You pretty much give up your freedom. You should never go back to ask for that, because they're never gonna get you anyway. You vote for someone, you choose someone, doesn't matter which it is. Your freedom is pretty much gone. So yeah, we have this nonsense again. We want freedom. You're not gonna have it. It's just the way it is. This is how the system works. That's why we need to change it and make it a different system that we don't need rulers. And usually you can achieve that with a smaller population. Obviously, when you have too many people, it's just always going to have more people, more laws, more rules, more police, more government, which they love it. That's why probably one of the reasons that we don't want to go down in population, because we're going to lose power if you do that, and they know that. So they're always going to see when they vote, oh, the population has to be protected, oh, they have to be, how they say it in European Union, sustain, the family life has to be subsidized, whatever they nonsense coming with. But that is just going to play in their book and not in yours, so good luck with that. But yeah, you choose a government, you choose a monarchy, you choose a dictatorship, you choose someone to rule you. You have to realize the freedom is gone, and you're never gonna get it back in that system. So yeah, don't expect much. Not that many 360s here, and also not that many, none of them actually street views, so we have to work with what we have. Yeah, in the countryside, life is pretty horrible. If in Armenia I said like living in the mountains probably is gonna be a much better life, here in Azerbaijan I have no idea if you live in the mountains, because it doesn't look that great either. What is the line again? Those are some mountains here. They have a lake here, which is probably where they go to the beach in this region. They have an opening to the Caspian Sea, but that's a landlocked. Oh my god, look at this. A lot of people fishing here. I don't know exactly why they have so long. Look at it. The river is pretty much, you can step away. Again, those pipeline going up and forth. It's just, how many they have? How much fish is this in this river? Oh my god. And clearly it's not from there. That 360. Oh, they have those agriculture things here. Yeah. Kind of sad country, I have to say. But because of the high population, if the population has 1 million people, it's gonna be much better living there, but they choose to multiply themselves for no reason whatsoever. So, oh, that's a nice, interesting device there. Now they kind of have to push to it, let's call it like that. But again, I don't think they have the time on their side. So good luck with that. Overall, yeah, not that impressive. Oh my god, look at this, how they look. It's just, like I said, this is pretty much hell for me. This is how we imagine hell is gonna actually looks like. But maybe it's just me. Otherwise, I don't know, let's say something good about the country. Something good. The building is not that great. The road wasn't that great. Churches are great. Okay, we have something good. Churches are pretty nice. This one looks nice. Mountains, yeah, they have a few. Probably, I think in Armenia was a bit better. Coastline, let me check again. They don't have that, none of those 360s on the beach line. This one is pretty decent. Okay, we have one here. What is this? This area looks pretty interesting, I have to say, but I don't have a 360 to the beach. We have one here, but it's in this small town area, wherever that is. It looks like the water is just pretty much evaporated. It's the low tide probably by now, but I don't think they have tides in a Caspian Sea. Probably it's just the sea pretty much evaporates it and starts to disappearing. That's why you have such a low tide. Let's call it like that. Oh, they have a small island here. Let's check this one. Yeah, overall, what is it, like a snake or something? Oh, and they have the muddy volcanoes, stuff like that. Yeah. Oh, they have some oil rigs here. Clearly they're big industry. And here too. Whoa, it's like they have roads between them. That's a huge area. Don't have a 360, but it looks pretty. This is probably the airport here, the gas storage here. This is the industrial area or whatever. Yeah, overall I would say I give them a 4. Clearly there's not that much. It's not better than Armenia, and if I count the population, I should give them a 3. Huge population, huge increase for no reason. I mean, look at it, just over 10 million people in such a small country with not that many opportunities. The economic, again, look at this, per capita less than $8,000, which is like $5,000 is pretty much the extreme poverty line, so just a bit above that. The medical system not that well also. For some reason an ambition to live a million years old and live like crap, so yeah, go for that. Otherwise corruption, they should wrote a book about them, about how to make a corrupt country. Otherwise it's just, yeah, not great, I have to say. I probably choose Armenia, and probably in the future I'm gonna make a video about Georgia. I made just the population. I don't know exactly how those people live, but I see some pictures and it looks like, especially here in the Caucasus Mountains, looks really good. And also opening to the Black Sea, probably they're doing better there. But yeah, in Azerbaijan, you can go in Azerbaijan to just see, oh, I see the Baku, I see the city, and that's it. I see a few tall, weird shaped buildings, great life, and everybody around it, especially in this. Look at this, it's just, my god, I didn't want to see what's happening there. Can we see it? It's just better, we cannot see. We have a 360 here. Oh my god, I hope it's gonna be something at least decent. Hey, we have an airplane, just go above it. I hope those things are historical things. I really hope that in your backyard. Otherwise, look at this plane. They got them from above. That's probably a more interesting thing that we saw here. Yeah, otherwise I should avoid. I don't plan to visit one of those countries. This country, Armenia, probably is much better. Okay, this a lot of garbage. You have cows on the beach or whatever. Oh god, not even close. Yeah, we're gonna finish with this. We're gonna see tomorrow what else I'm gonna make. Probably gonna continue in the east. So again, we're gonna finish those ex-Soviet countries. So just finish all the Asia, and we're gonna see where else we're gonna move. Probably Africa, or no, South America. Probably I'm gonna finish it, and then Africa, and then gonna finish in Europe. And like I said, I want to make a video on every single state of the United States, because that's gonna worth it 100%. And I'm gonna come back to it some European videos like Spain, Germany, that we didn't see exactly how those people live. But again, it's Germany and Spain, gonna live pretty good. Especially after we make a tour of Europe, of entire world, we're gonna have probably, even I at least, I'm gonna have a much better idea how those people live and which countries worth actually visiting and which not, and not going to the bullshit that they film a few videos or take some pictures in the touristy area and say, oh, that's how great it is, and then when you go outside, like, oh shit, it's something like we saw in Azerbaijan, which is pretty much, those are not even humans. At some point, it's just not how a human supposed to live. But it is what it is. See, overpopulation, where it gets you. If just 1 million people, probably gonna have even a better economy. When you have less people in the area, you always kind of motivate each other to do more, to do better. Also with the government, usually they do better because they seem when they implement the politics, they have the results immediately and then just motivate them to make it better. With big countries, even 10 million people, it's a huge country by those standards. Make a policy, they don't see results, you say, yeah, maybe just corruption is a much better way to go for it. And usually they go for that. And this is how those high populated countries, usually they don't do that well. Even those highly ones, they have a lot of poverty in their countries, like France and Germany, but much less, and much better opportunities. But they have a long history that they kind of tend to improve their life, and also they start with a low population and just gradually increase it. And those other countries are just booming, and then they didn't have nothing in the first place to start. So yeah, that's another video probably. Now, I hope you enjoyed this one. Between Armenia and Azerbaijan, I declare Armenia winning. Even just by 1 point is still a win. But yeah, see you in the next one.